Come into the J Spot.
I get it right.
J Spot every Thursday, 6 to 7 p.m. Real relationship talk, real relationship drama. That's night of your life. Your host Jay and Tiffany E. How you doing?
Sipping coffee. That'd be right. Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to the best night of your life. Woo!
Shake them, Jay, shake them. Yes, they free.
Wait a minute, hold on. I'm
You gotta do it with
losing
your
it.
little shoulder.
Hold
You
on.
gotta be able to get your disability and stuff. with your
Yeah,
shoulder.
hold on, I'm losing it. Hold on, I got the right support on today.
Yes.
But guys, listen, we want to thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome to the J Spot. I'm your host, Jay. And sitting next to I missed that last week. We have my co-host, my partner in crime, sizzling, sexy, simple E, author, actress, businesswoman, playwright, sex kitten. Hey E, how you doing?
Great.
I've been working on that all weekend just for you. I've been working on it. My southern.
It's not working too well.
I've been working just for you. You gotta show a little appreciation, E. A little appreciation go a long way.
No, it sounds just like no, no.
Guys, listen, we want to thank you so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor, you all. Go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot Radio. And J is spelled Jaye for all three. Guys, tonight we are being brought to you by the J Spot Airbnb. Guys, listen. My shoulder. Yeah.
Twerk with your booty. You don't need your shoulder to twerk. You want to twerk.
They both have to be on one accord, though.
No, you don't. You don't even move your shoulders. You just move your booty.
I gotta move mine so they can just be.
That's not twerking. That's
you see how just one it's just one motion, so it's just like. Guys, listen. Please listen. The J Spot Airbnb, a 2-bedroom, luxurious, beautiful condo located right next to the United Center. So when I say right next, you see how it's right next to the United Center.
Oh, that's the United Center, right? Yeah, it is.
Right next to the United Center, guys. Definitely do me a favor. Go to our page, check it out, like it, put it on your wish list, share it. Definitely check it out, and use reference code J. We're also being brought to you by Delaware Inc. You all, he has his spring line out. Oh, now listen, the weather has broke, and y'all know what I told y'all. So watch and see what's gonna happen. The Delaware T-shirt, I'm gonna have it ripped up, have my tetas body roll, ow. We're gonna bring it out, but definitely go to his page. Check it out, Delaware Inc. Also, again, use reference code J. And we're also being brought to you by BK the Barber. You're looking for a fade, line, and listen, looking to get your man grooming on. Check out BK the Barber. E, tell them how they can get in contact with them.
BK the Barber, you can look them up on Bookski Freelines Barbershop, located in Spring, Texas, 3000 Spring Cypress Road, Suite D, and Spring, Texas, 773A. Look up BK the Barber.
And again, guys, use reference code J, and that's JAYE. Guys, listen, this week I want to start this off before I get to talking and before I forget, because we tend to forget. But listen, you all, I want to take the time to say Happy Father's Day to all of the fathers. I mean, biological father. Listen, ladies, I'm not going to start that bull junkie. Listen, okay? So however y'all decide to do it, listen, rock out. But I am sending a sincere Happy Father's Day to all of the fathers. Yes. I hope that you all definitely enjoy your weekend. I hope that you all are treated as the kings that you all are, that you deserve to be treated. I don't want to hear any of that. Happy Father's Day, fellas. Because here's the deal. Like, I know some good dudes. Like, I know some good fathers. So I like when I say Happy Father's Day, I'm sincerely Happy Father's Day because I know some outstanding fathers. Like, I'm related to some outstanding dudes that are fathers. So listen, I had some questionable choices, but listen, I'm not gonna put that ish off on all of the fathers because listen, that was my personal choice.
Yeah, because I
But
say Happy Father's Day to one of I got two baby, but one of them is awesome. That first one, yeah, you already know where you belong. So Happy Father's Day to my youngest son's father, BK the barber.
yeah, so it's just like you have to it's definitely a Happy Father's Day. And again, definitely you guys take care, enjoy yourselves, and man, just do what you have to do, but relax, enjoy that day, and just, continue to love on your kids and love on your families because listen, that's what it's all about. Now, guys, listen, the first listen. I got a little bit of celebrity news for y'all. Every now and then, when I find a good juicy celebrity topic, I have to cover it. So now it's alleged that Faith Evans is DMing the other woman.
For what?
And messing around with Stevie J.
I thought they was about to get
right. That's what I was like. I thought that they was breaking up.
That's what I thought. Why is she worried about who he DMing and stuff? Why is she DMing the lady?
So she done had some choice words for this lady that is messing with her munchkin. Please leave Faith's munchkin alone because listen, I feel like we are related. I feel like Faith is my long distance cousin. And you know what? If she wants to be with Stevie J, then she gonna be with Stevie J. But you leave little Stevie J alone because Faith ain't finna be playing these games with you. Now again,
from New York, she a dancer.
She was with Biggie. Listen, enough said. Now she was able to fight off all that came with Biggie. What y'all think she gonna do over Stevie J? Stevie J. So my thing is, would you confront the other woman? Would you confront the other woman? She's messing with your man.
I have.
Have you?
Yeah,
Really?
In the mosque too.
What? Really?
Sure was. Oh, baby. Oh,
what?
See, why you had to go there? So in my PM, because me and my husband, we have these little nicknames for our previous marriages, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So mine is PM, which means pseudo marriage, and his is PM, which means practice marriage. So in my PM, me and my pseudo husband, we were going through some things, and this chick just kept on calling and the whole nine, and he was doing it, allowing the calls and stuff so he could get back at me for supposedly almost cheating, but I didn't get caught. I mean, I did, but I didn't call. So he figured he'll get back at me by letting her call. He knew I had an issue with her as it is, so you just on purposely doing this. So I go up to her and I tell her, I appreciate if you not call my husband.
Just like that.
And so she tells me, well, brother so-and-so and I are good friends. So you have to be very civil when you're in the Nation of Islam. You can't show your street side. That's just not, it's a time and a place for that. But at Mosque Mariam, that's not the time and the place. It's out across the street on Stony Island. Oh, we can get it in. But at, this little lock just won't act right. But at Mosque Mariam, you can't do that. So I asked for a meeting and stuff with the, who was in charge and this sister, because I was like, we're not going to have these games. And so we had our meeting. And so the sister asked the other sister, Sister Edra asked you not to call her husband. And we don't have friends with other wives' husbands. We don't even have male friends in the mosque. We don't have opposite sex friends. And so she was like, well, he's my friend. Woo, woo. And she was like, Sister Edra done told you. I said, I'm going to tell you like this. Here's my phone. Call him. I dare you to call him. Please call him. I want you calling right now. You can do it from my phone. I promise you I got something for you. I promise you that. You know she didn't touch that phone. So the other sister that was mediating the meeting, she was like, Sister Edgerton warned you. So I advise you not to call her husband.
It's like, first of all, I don't even feel like, as a single woman, like I don't even feel comfortable with calling like dudes that I've known for a long time, that we're cool and everything. Once you get married, like,
Well, I don't got time to play them games.
it's like you're no longer the, like, you're not, like, he cannot be just up and calling you and talking to you all willy-nilly and stuff like that, like y'all just, because his wife is his BFF. And here's the thing I always say: if you were really friends with that person of the opposite sex, then you know your place. No matter how long you guys have been friends, you know that their spouse comes first. So if you're truly a friend without any alternative motives or ulterior motives and things of that nature, then you know to fall back. If y'all friends, you're gonna be friends if y'all talk every day or not.
Exactly.
You're still friends, but it's a level of respect that has to go, for marriages. And I just think that people today, we're so lackadaisical about marriages and commitments and relationships and things like that in general. We just, like, there's no respect for the institute of marriage for, like, almost anyone. Like, people just have a hard time respecting marriage. But I'm like, would I confront the other woman? Probably not. Like, my thing would be, I'm gonna take it to him first.
I took it to him. I knew what, I did that. And like I said, for him it was, whatever, you want to play this little routine with me. And I'm like, listen, everybody, dudes, y'all know how crazy your wife is.
Yes.
Like, we can play like you're not, well, I don't really know. Yes, you do. And even women, we know how crazy our husbands are.
Right.
So why try it? And with me, it was like, now see, now you're picking with me. And I hate a bully. I'm that one that, I'm the one that's gonna jump in the fight to help, the person out to whoop this bully's behind. Like, I hate a bully. So you picking with me and you picking with me, and now both of y'all picking with me, and so I'm in this corner. Now I done came to you already humbly, and you want to show me your behind. So now, and I done came to this one humbly. I'm gonna have to fight one of them. I can deal with you at home, but I know I can't whoop your ass because you a whole strong dude. But this one right here, I can drag this little hoe. So let me go ahead and check her real quick, because she don't know how crazy I can get. Man, I had no issues after that.
See, so that would be my first thing. So I'm like, I would definitely bring it to him, and if it persists and, like, okay, he's falling back, because my thing is I have to bring it to him.
Yeah.
Because if it's still going on now, if she's pursuing and she's heavy with it and he's fell back, then I'm gonna take it to her, and I'm just gonna be like, listen, you've been warned. Mm-hmm. That's it. We're not gonna go back and forth and all that. If you was doing what you're supposed to do, then he wouldn't be. I absolutely
hate somebody on the show like
that low budget excuse. Like, just say you for the streets. That's it. Yeah. Like, you are not in position to say what another woman is or is not doing for her husband. You don't know. Get your nose out that relationship and their marriage and go find your own.
You're not even a side chick. The side chicks got benefits. You just wasting time and space.
Go find your own. Like, this side chick, this just creeping business.
And even like I did it twice. And young and a little young. And the wife I emailed, because at the time cell phones was like,
right.
So I had emailed him, and he was out of town, and his wife had access to his computer, and she checked his email, and she responded and was like, call the house, let's talk. And so I was like, okay, I'm thinking it's him. And so I called the house and it was her. And at first I hung up. And I was like, you know what? No. And I called back. And she was like, are you sleeping with my husband? I said, yes, ma'am, I am. And she
You
was
threw on the
like,
ma'am.
I did, because she was a little older than me. I mean, she was like in her 30s or something. I was in my 20s. So, and she was like, you know, well, when did it start? And I told everything that she asked me. I answered, you know, I wasn't disrespectful. And, well, you know, no, because I felt like she had a right to know what he was doing since she asked. And if it wasn't meant for her to know, then the computer would have been closed. The email would have never been able to access. So clearly you need to know this. And me and him, we cool to this day. We never did nothing after that or whatever, but we cool to this day. He was a little upset, but oh well. And I did, like, she asked me for my name. I ain't gonna give you all that. I can give you somebody's name.
Right.
So I gave her somebody's name. I ain't give her my name. Come on now. Ain't that stupid? Okay. Because you might be that crazy woman like me, the crazy wife.
Find you.
And then I find you now. I want to, you remember back in woo when you, so I didn't want to do all that. No. I'm gonna give you this person's name. Yeah, you're tall. Yep, I'm very tall. Yep.
You know what?
I met you. I know. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
I hope you didn't get a name. I'm thinking when you just said tall, I hope you didn't get who name I'm thinking.
Who you thinking?
No, I ain't gonna say it on air because when you
looking at me, you don't know this person.
Okay, good. Because when you said
tall, no, I knew her back then. Ivory, that's what she's thinking about.
No, why did you say it out loud? Put her on
She's a tall person, like, and the girl is tall, not as light skinned as Ivory. Does wear glasses. But no, this is a chick that, as a matter of fact, it's a chick that set me up in the military. It was her.
Wow.
And I gave the number. I was like, yeah, that's who I am.
I mean, it's just like at this day and age, it's like you have to be careful about confronting other people because, again, it starts at home. Especially and people now. Are just people like, now. I would never today is just like, today we're on edge. We're on 100. And when I say we, I mean we as in society as a whole. Like it's like 0 to just 1,000 just over anything. So I'm like, it's not worth losing. I'm not going to lose my life because you don't want to be here anymore. So clearly that's a you issue. So I'm not about to put my life or my freedom on the line because here's the deal. I can go and do all of this to this lady and do all of this other stuff and end up in court being sued. And that's the whole thing about it. I'm like, after watching all of these court shows, listen, people are suing. Yes. You bust her car windows out. You put sugar in her tank. They're suing you. So it's like you still lose. You lost your man and now you out of money. So you may as well just go ahead and chuck it up and take the loss and let dude go and be wherever he want to be. Because if he wants to be with you, then clearly he's going to be there. But obviously something else caught his eye. And I'm not saying that you guys shouldn't have a conversation and see if counseling or see if you can get to whatever that issue is that has caused him to go astray. And if you're the person that say, you know what, listen, Jay, cheating is a deal breaker for me, then walk away. But here's the deal. You got to think long and hard and ask yourself, is your next move, is it going to be worth it? Is it going to be worth it? You destroy his stuff because they coming and suing you for. Is it going to be worth it? So now you looking stupid. So now you up in court. They both together. They both the plaintiffs and you the defendant. So now they going and they telling all of this stuff. And yeah, but she bust out the car windows of my car because she found out that I was with my new wife who expecting a baby. And do you know, I'm like, I'm not, look, I'm not.
See,
I'm not.
That unfortunately happened to not the car window routine. No, an associate of mine. When I was pregnant with Amon, I worked at Marshall Fields, and this girl named is Ronnie. And so Ronnie was dating, I want to say Urlacher, football player, and she was pregnant. He came in there, he met her. Ronnie was so cool. I think it's Urlacher. And they were dating or whatever. This was her first child, and she was older or whatever. She's like in her 30s. And so she was excited, and his ex-girlfriend was so mad because she wanted him back. She rang on his doorbell one night. Ronnie answered the door, and she shot and killed Ronnie.
And see, and that's the stuff I'm just like, listen, today people are just out there. So I'm good. Listen, I'm not arguing over you. I'm not fighting over you. I'm not doing any of that, because it's like, if what we have going on, if it's not worth it to you, or you're still looking, or you decide to go back out there and you want to look and see what's out there, just do me a favor. Let me know, so that I can go ahead on and go my separate way, because I don't need nobody coming, jumping out no bushes, or sending me no messages saying some, I don't have time for that. I'm like, what I'm not about to do is go back and forth with no chick over no man. Like, I am not going to do it. I don't have the time or the energy for it. Andrea, how you doing, Andrea? She's saying, right. Mark Smith says, brighten up my day to see you ladies. How you doing, Mark? And Andrea, she's saying, you never know how a person's going to react on any subject issues dealing with a personal or work related. Absolutely. So I'm just like, and today I'm like, listen, I'm gonna fall back. Listen, if you think that makes me scary or whatever,
I like my life.
I love it. And it's like, I'm not trying to be sued. I'm not trying to give you a one red dime. I'm not. Because people are provoking you.
Don't
and
bankrupt. Do what Trump do. Just bankrupt every time
But I don't want to, because I got good credit, so I don't want to have to keep on starting over. I mean, over you. So now I got to go to the 200 Club, and y'all over there living. Oh, well, you swiping your American Express card, and while here I am, I got to use a prepaid Chimmy card. No, I'm not doing it. Or whatever kind of prepaid cards. I'm not doing it. So listen, one thing I'm going to keep. I may have lost my man, but I'm going to keep my good credit, okay? That's one thing I got a handle on. I'm going to keep my good credit. The man, he may go, but that credit going to stay right here. So, guys, listen. Think long and hard before, confronting these other people. Yeah, long and hard. Just think long and hard before confronting the other person, because again, people are just an absolute trip. It's just like, it's crazy. And it's like, some of them just sit back because they don't have a life. So now they sit there and they do all this stuff to provoke you, to get a reaction out of you. Now you sitting up there, now you getting sued. I'm not trying to have all this going on. So definitely be mindful, but definitely best wishes. Listen, Faith and Stevie J, listen, Faith, I just don't know, because he been for the streets for a long time now. I just don't, some people get a thrill out of that. That cat and mouse, I don't think he, just looking at him and just the way he talks, I can't take him seriously, because it's just like, once he said that, my famous line for him, I'll never forget, do a fat girl like cheeseburgers? And that was the answer to one of the questions that Mimi asked him. I said, now, you know what? See, this dude right here.
Everybody likes cheeseburgers.
You can't take nothing that this man say seriously. Nothing whatsoever. And from then on, I have been a fan of Stevie J, because you know what? He gonna lie and squirm his way out of it.
Just like watching it.
Yes, I love, very entertaining. I would love to have a comical conversation with the both of them, because I promise you, I bet they both a riot. I'm just like, boy, but I bet you she'll pull that thing out on them, though. I bet you she will. Listen, she'll be like, you know what? Come here, you munchkin. This is my leprechaun. This is my good luck charm right here. You best to leave him alone. So look, get your stuff together. Like, if you're not trying to be faithful, look, just get it together. Now, listen, guys, this next hot topic. When I watched, listen, this video rubbed me the wrong way. I'm going to tell you, this had my draws in a bunch, and even the half ones. I mean, I was so, listen. So the video is like this. The young lady, she's with her fiance, and he has a 5-year-old. And so he has custody of the 5-year-old because the mother died at childbirth. So the fiance, she's now pregnant. So his 5-year-old is a little girl. So now the fiance is pregnant with his son. So she's admitted to, she's like, you know what? I'm not going to be a good stepmother to this child. And she was like, I want him to give her away. can he like give her to her grandparents or something? Because and she's a daddy's girl, and the way he loves her, I just feel like he's not gonna love my son because he's too busy loving her. So I just wish that she go away or that she disappear. I said this. Now, see, fellas, let me tell you.
How far along pregnant is she?
She wouldn't have been pregnant. Listen, fellas, listen. That really, 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 really bothered me. And the reason that it bothered me is because this is how stuff happens to these kids. You got to pay attention to the signs. She stated that she's not warm with his daughter. She's not welcoming with his daughter. What type of heartless trash listen, I said, I'm gonna tell you, when I read and saw the video, I said this raggedy bottom basement wench. I said, I would just now her listen,
raggedy
bottom basement. I said, now her, she can get some of these hands. Listen, we can have all the lawsuits you want. Now for a kid, we can bring it. I will gladly be the defendant when it comes to a kid. That's a 5-year-old baby that don't have a mother.
But you said raggedy.
Bottom basement. And this is what I want to say to the fellas. Y'all gotta be careful. Because guess what? These chicks, they out there. They're real. They putting the foo-fop on y'all. Now you all good. Now your baby is in danger. You're not paying attention to when your daughter go to hug
and she pull back a little bit from the lady.
And it's all the time, like you acting like you don't see it because you want to be with her, because you may be afraid that, like, man, she just lost her mother and you lost the mother too, but you don't want to be alone. You afraid to raise the baby by yourself. I get it. It's definitely a legitimate concern. But don't let nobody put you in a position where you're turning a blind eye to how your child is being treated. When she said she wants the baby to disappear, I mean, my skin just crawled because I'm just like,
yeah, this is a wrap on this. I can't be with you, you crazy wench.
I'm just like, oh my goodness, like it is so crazy. Like she literally, like, I know I could never love it because it just disgusts me when I see her.
She said it's to the dude.
No, she wrote a letter. She wrote a letter to a radio station explaining how she felt about.
Girl, I would fire her and just whoop her ass. That's you just bogus.
She's like she's disgusted because she said that when she looks at the daughter reminds her of the deceased mother, and she said that she's jealous of the bond that the father has with his daughter. And so she's like, she don't feel like the father would have that type of bond with their child that she's carrying. I'm just like, all of these are just like, listen, get your child.
They so past red flags. They like, you need to end this today. Like yesterday. Like,
yes. Yes, it's just like, once she has your baby, you need to fight for custody of that baby, because crazy. Like that type of mentality, if things go wrong with y'all, she gonna take it out on your son.
Exactly.
She's totally gonna be one of those chicks that take it out on the kids. And it's like, and I want to tie in another topic with this, that I was watching I think it was Judge Mathis. And so the chick, she destroying the dude's property. So he was suing her for, his property or whatever. And so her counterclaim was to try to come on there and make him look like he was a deadbeat father. Because, Judge Mathis, he hate deadbeats. And so she's trying to make it seem like he didn't pay his child support and that he was never in his kid's life and this and that. And come to find out, he pulled all of his documents. So
had everything.
So he's like, I pay child support. He was like, she won't let me see the kid. The mama her and the mama like doggone it, Bitter Betty 1 and Bitter Betty 2, and they won't let me see my daughter, but I still, pay and take care. Guys, I mean, we have to be so mindful who we, who we have procreate with, who you have kids with, because these people, I mean, and I hate to say it, but God, listen, some of these chicks, they not worth it. Like, y'all gotta stop getting caught up on the physical and start looking at the way these chicks move. You gotta start looking at what they say, what they do. You gotta start looking, you gotta look at that, because if you don't, this is what you end up with. You end up with these crazy chicks pouring water in your tank, want your kid to disappear. I'm just like, well, you should be thankful that he's raising his kid. That lets you know that he's an outstanding guy. Like, he's going to take care of his responsibility. But you sitting up here hating on a baby.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh man, I hope I never know her, because oh my God, I would just have to drag her.
Over.
Why'd you? Because, and I think because I'm a little special, a little touch.
It's so crazy. So just definitely, and ladies as well, you got to be mindful and you got to pay attention. Everybody that has kids, this is not a gender. If you have kids, be mindful on who you're dating. Be mindful on who you're bringing in the presence of your children, because every smiling face and every freak session, some of these relationships and some of these people don't deserve to come outside of your bedroom. That's it. They just bedroom action for you only.
And they not even, don't bring them to the house.
Right. They hotel material. Just hit the hotel alley, wherever y'all going. But they're not worthy of coming around your precious baby. See, that's how these people getting caught up, and these kids are getting hurt and they're getting killed because you making the wrong choices, and you making the wrong, and you're ignoring all of the signs that are there. Your baby coming, the dude over there at the house, and your baby want to eat, and he come, Mom, I'm 3-year, 4-year coming at, I'm hungry. Man, did you just feed him? Won't you send him to bed? Listen, if that's the way dude is reacting to your kid,
he's not gonna treat your babies right,
and then you gonna leave him with the kid by himself, and then you surprised that he done did. No,
beat your baby to death.
No, we're not gonna do
all
that.
This stuff. I've seen that stuff, and I've seen it from both sides, from the woman's side and the man's side, and I just don't understand how you can beat a child to death. How you can beat like a 1-year-old one, like they won. Just take something from them, tell them to sit down. Like, you ain't even got to pop them little things. You could act like you about to hit hard, and they'll cry like it don't cost something. When they get about 4 or 5, now you can tag their ass a little bit, but a whole ass woman you don't need all of that. A few taps, they good to go. You got to go into them when they get about 9, and you got to really then you can get them.
Right.
But you don't but even at 9, you don't beat them up. You're disciplining them. You cut it off. It's a certain, you don't beat them for forever. You don't torture children and stuff. Like, I've never believed in doing that. Like, what's the movie, The Bees or whatever? The Bumblebees, the bee with Queen Latifah and her and the girl Alicia Keys and the other chick, the 3 blacks. Golly, you got to watch movies better.
I just thought of the 4 Colored Girls, and then Precious. That's when you start, because they gave me nightmares for a long time.
He would mistreat her because her mother was dead, and she accidentally killed her mother because she was a baby. She had grabbed the gun, and she shot her mom by accident. So, but he had to raise her, so he would when she did something that he didn't like, he would pour rice on the floor and have her get on her knees and get on her knees on the rice and sit there. And so I'm like, or grits or whatever. But I'm like, I would never, like, I've had my children hold books, or I've had them front leaning rest, a push-up position or whatever. You're going to hold your own weight or whatever. And then after a while, they just got stronger, was able to, to knock out push-ups and everything. But for me to and that's not torture, that's exercise. But for me to just literally torture you like that, or beat you, or don't feed you, lock you in rooms,
and that's
stuff.
Oh my goodness, that is the horrible stuff that so many of these kids go through. So it's just like, again, be very mindful on who you are bringing around your children, because again, every smiling face or every good sexual partner is not going to be a good parent or a good step parent or a good fit even to be around your kid. Everybody does not deserve to be around your precious kids. And it's up to you to take care of them. It's up to you to protect them because they didn't ask to be here. You have Helen, she says, I hope he wakes up and doesn't marry her. She's going to treat that little girl badly. He's ignoring red flags. Ambrosia is saying, peace and blessings, dear queens. How you doing, Ambrosia? And Ambrosia is also saying, straight talk, no chasing. My story, he was jealous of me and my children, Barn, and he used to always say, you guys are so tight. And then I start to feel like he disliked my youngest, which is my son, later on in our relationship. And he went to say, I want you all to myself. And that opened my eyes like, wow, he's not for me. It took me a while to burn bridges, but it is no more. Absolutely. And you know what, Ambrosia, that is so true. I mean, it's so many of those signs, like those little statements. I want you all to myself. And that's scary. Like, I mean, I just got chills just reading your story because people aren't jealous of people's kids. And here's the deal. If you know that you're a person that it's just not a good fit for other people's kids, don't get in that situation. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with a person admitting that, you know what, listen, I'm not a good step parent. Because at first I don't want to date no man that got kids. I'm like, let me tell you what you can do. Malachi and Children of the Corn and Rosemary's Baby. See, those were the reasons why I didn't want to be with nobody else's kids. Because I didn't want to come and then you see them doing like this, they head just spinning around just like this. That's how I thought other people's kids do. I'm sorry. I just always thought everybody else's kids was just little devils just running around, And I didn't want to be bothered with it because I'm like, you know what? Your kid is a spirit. That's how I used to be. But I would never mistreat them. I mean, you come and hug me and can I spend the night? Now you're going too far. Going back over there with your mom and your dad, sugar. I'm not equipped to be spending the night like all that. Listen, even with my nieces and my nephews, listen, one at a time. I don't care. Well, who can come, Auntie? I don't care. Flip a coin. Call it heads or tails. Whoever win, go pack your bag. You the one come. We'll get you next time. You're not going to keep both of them. Not going to keep both of them. They're just going to
keep, you could keep about 5 of them at one time.
Girl, I ain't never had 5 kids in my possession at one time. Everybody, no, I'm not. I wasn't the auntie that was equipped with all of that. Even now, the most kids that I ever had in my possession, and everybody was always saying like, now what in the world are you doing being a daycare provider? Because that was different because they went home. Like at 6 o'clock, you was going home. 6:05, you was at the police station. Now I was putting a police report on your mama because she was late and wasn't coming. I was so we ain't finna be turning this to spending the night and all this other stuff. But I've gotten better. Now I won't take him to the police station. I'll wait till about 6:30, then take him to the police station if the mama don't come. But that's neither here or there. But I'm like, as far as mistreating a kid, I'm just like, I love kids. You can't spend a night, but I love you. I'll feed you. Listen, get them kids know whatever they want.
Some food in the refrigerator.
I got food now. But whatever, right? I said now, since the pandemic, I keep food.
Wait a minute.
Go get them whatever they want. And they know, auntie. See, they get on my nerves. See, look, if they start auntieing, you can get whatever you want because I just want it to stop. But I'll buy you anything, buy you all the candy, juice, whatever, because I know there's a silver lining. Your parents coming to get you. That's the good part. Your parents is coming to get you. If not, I would text them. Listen, your baby is on the way. She is in a silver Toyota Corolla, license plate ZTX 12345. Because you didn't answer the phone quick enough. Listen, I bet you answer the call when you see that. Your baby in the Uber. Got the little sippy cup and the little diaper, little Dora the Explorer or SpongeBob diaper bag on the list. I bet you answer the phone in. But, thankfully, I don't have to resort to those methods, But I'm just saying, I'm always have a way out. But you have to be mindful of who you're bringing around your kids. And again, if they are clearly stating that they don't like kids or other people's kids, or they can't see themselves being, in a ready-made family, or if they even have any negative thoughts or comments about it, it's okay. It's up to you. Don't be sitting up there waiting for them. Oh, well, he's still sticking where if he really didn't like it, then he wouldn't have been sticking around. No, he's sticking around for the sex. That's what he's sticking around for. It's up to you to take you and your babies and get up out of there, because he's telling you your situation is not for him. But as long as you letting him take a slide down Candyland, he's going to stay. Yeah, but don't think that. And see, a lot of times we like to think that because they slide and they playing on Candyland that they want to be. No, they don't. They just enjoy what you're doing to them. They enjoy this chandelier. That's the part that they enjoy. They're not trying to be in a relationship with you. They've already said it. And fellas, vice versa. With the females, oh, I can't do nobody else's kids. I can't. Listen and believe them. And if you a man that's in your kid's life and these chicks are saying that, let them go back to the streets from whence they came. Okay, go back to when you put her back out there in the street, don't worry, because guess what? It's about 4 or 5 of them right there, right when you put her right there, right back in the streets where she belongs. 4 or 5 of them right there. So it's not, listen, you're not in the world. You're not at a loss for chicks at all. It's 4 or 5 of them before you even turn the engine on. They coming. It's plenty of them. Hey, Daddy. Put her right back there.
How you doing?
For the streets.
What you want to do?
And leave her be.
I like children. Mm-hmm.
So we got Pretty Barbie. She's saying, Sister J Vance, I called a deal breaker on this guy last year in May of 2021 because he overstepped boundaries by calling my best friend up and Messenger and asking her, am I talking to, we're going to have to come back to, we're going to talk about that. Pretty Barbie, what you talking about?
She got a book.
But when we talk about the kids, again, so just be mindful. If they not for them, they not for them, and it's okay. But you're not wrong if you are a person, again, that says, you know what, I'm not a good fit for other people's kids. Then don't put yourself in that situation. Just go ahead on, stay with yourself, and, find somebody else that does not have kids. But when you're stepping into a dynamic where there are kids, you gotta come. It's just a special type of person that has to, and you have to have a special type of heart to be able to deal with other people's kids. Guys, listen, we're going to take a short musical break. Sure. And when we return, we have more hot topics to get into. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss it. You're listening to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families one conversation at a time. But yeah, listen, if ooh, I can't do no kid. Ooh, girl, ooh, I love you, but I can't do no kids. Or, you see the kids coming over. You see, it be little things that you got to pay attention to, but they big things. So you come now, you sitting there, so y'all out, and then your baby nose start running. This raggedy wank, she see the baby nose running. Ain't gonna say nothing, ain't gonna wipe if people, be like, oh, she look just like her mama. That ain't my baby. Watch, listen, see that low-key hate, that low-key crazy stuff. Listen, you gotta watch these people. Watch them. You gotta watch. You gotta watch them real good. Watch them with the good eye too. Watch them, just watch them.
Watch them with the eye that wink, not the one that stinks.
That's right. And you gotta think with the right head, fellas. I gotta think with the right head.
The lower head is for other things.
It's not, and it'll cause y'all to be choosing the wrong dudes. And ladies, we got to think with the right head, because sometimes your purse get the clap and you be like, oh, this brother right here. Like, no.
Nice.
Like, no, I ain't going.
And he got a hook. and a
Not
hook.
going, not going whatsoever. And then he can't stand your kids. He eating up all
But
the
he
fruit
looks so cute
snacks.
when he be eating this stuff.
First of all, you not don't. Ooh.
You don't
No,
want to see him
no,
eat.
no.
Watch me feed my man because he looks so cute when he eat. God,
No,
he's
no,
delicious.
no. I got you, pretty Barbie. Thank you so much. I'm just teasing you, honey. But listen, guys, it's so imperative that
These big
we
words today.
screen. Yeah, I know. It's the coffee. It's really good today. It's, you know, y'all, I'm deep. I'm deep. But you have to screen people before bringing them around your babies. You definitely have to screen them, because if you don't, you have the wrong people around your kids. And listen, now they messed up. Now you done brought whatever kind of crap around your kids, and now you put them in danger simply because the person that you're dealing with. And being a single parent, we can't be selfish, because here's the thing: everybody that you date and everybody that you meet is not going to be a good fit or a good candidate for your kids. They're not going to be a good candidate. I don't know. This is just water. I don't know if you did. That's just water. So I don't know. Like, you're not going to be a good fit. You know, everybody is not going to be a good fit to be around your baby. So it's like, you got to be so careful, and you got to be so mindful on the people that you are allowing to come into your space. And don't get mad. Like, you can't, it's not the end of the world. And at the end of the day, you made the decision and you made the choice to have kids. So at that point, you got to take the good with the bad. Listen, it's going to be some sacrifices that have to be made that are going to have to be in what's in the best interest of your children. Because sometimes we can't have it all. Sometimes we can't have a mate. You know, I didn't really trust people around my kid, my son. I'm like, I just didn't. I wasn't that person. Welcome back to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time, on intellectualradio.com. We are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jay. And sitting next to me, we have my co-host, my partner in crime, sizzling, sexy, simply E, author, actress, businesswoman, playwright, sex kitten. Hey E, how you doing?
I'm doing wonderful.
Good. Girl! Thank you so much, you all, for tuning in. Please do me a favor, you all. Go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot Radio. And J is spelled Jaye for all three. Now listen, while you at it, go ahead on around the corner, go to YouTube, subscribe to our channel today, you all, the J Spot Radio. Again, that's Jaye. Tonight we're being brought to you all, guys, by the J Spot Airbnb. We are a 2-bedroom luxurious Airbnb condo located right next to the United Center. Guys, listen, beautiful, very comfortable. Check it out, share it, like it, put it on your wish.
It's snacks.
And we got good stuff.
She got good stuff. Not that little cheap generic stuff, you know, that you be like, your mom used to buy you. No, it's like name brand. She could be a label hole in this condo for the snacks. Like it's like the label hole snacks. Like, you know, like real, you know, I get Oreos. It's for real, not like the fake ones at the store brand Oreos. You know, you like that ain't even Oreo. That's a Royo or something. What is this? Oh, that's, you know, this brand. No, it's like real, like it's little Chips Ahoy. I love Chips Ahoy. And there's like Chips Ahoy's there, and I'm just. We definitely bougie. It's a coffee maker. I don't even know how to work it, and I was just like, okay, so what I'm supposed to do with this? And I just look at it because it's beautiful, but I don't know how to work. I'm not white enough to know how to work. Because you got to be like really white to know how to work this coffee maker. And as you see, my whiteness is not coming out.
We just want our guests to be comfortable,
It's
and
beautiful.
and just definitely,
The
you know,
shower.
enjoy
Oh.
enjoy their stay. Oh,
And ladies, there's a shower head for you freaky ladies out there. You can disconnect that shower head and put it on your twat, and just you see how my hair just felt, and it's a glass, so you can be looking your dude or your whatever you into. Because it is 2022. Your dude, a chick, or both of your dudes and your chick, because you might be into the threesome,
they done
stuff,
grilled
or you
stuff.
just might be into voyeurism. So you just have it open while the couple is screwing over the sink, and then you in the shower with your
and then
dude.
somebody else in the jacuzzi.
Yeah, because it's a jacuzzi right there too, and they could just be, and all y'all could just be looking at one another.
Now you know what? I listen, and she done painted a picture that I never even thought about.
But she helped out. You saw how she added with the jacuzzi. So, but there is a jacuzzi there too, and you can bring all your little purple feathers.
Man, I'm so glad we got all that stuff up. But guys, listen, it's definitely a great location. And again, it's right next to the United Center. We'll have the link in our comments.
Yes.
We're also being brought to you by Delaware Inc. Delaware. Spring line out, guys, the t-shirts. And guess what? My shoulder is feeling a little better. It's feeling a lot better. Like I can do it like this. So I'm gonna definitely be able to shimmy in my t-shirt. I'm ripping it up. But guys, definitely go to his page, Delaware Inc. Place your order today. Use reference code J, and that's JAYE. Now you got you somewhere to stay, and you got your t-shirt. Go ahead on over to BK the Barber to get lined up. Listen, shaved up, faded up, whatever you need, he got you. Go to BK the Barber. Tell them how they can get in contact with them.
You can go to Bookski. Download the Bookski app. Go to Bookski and look for Freelines Barbershop if you are in the Houston or Spring area. Houston and Spring, Texas. So locate Freelines Barbershop and look underneath of BK the Barber. He is located 3000 Spring Cypress Road, Suite D at Spring, Texas 77388.
Again, use reference code J, and that's JAYE. Guys, again, we want to say happy Father's Day to all of the fathers, sending sincere well wishes. Happy Father's Day to you all. All of the fathers.
Not sperm donors, not baby.
See, I'm not even
skeet them out, and you just love it. You skeeted, you made it Sprinkle City all up in her that night, and you was like, I'm up too. And you ain't never seen that little child, but you want to go around talking about, oh, my daddy, shut your ass. You ain't nothing. You a sprinkle. You're a sprinkler system. That's what you sprinkle all over the place.
See?
So, not those.
I'm happy Father's Day. I'm a leave.
To the real daddies out there, to the real fathers, the real ones that spend time with their children, who talk, who text, who go to their baseball games, their basketball games. They support their wives, their girlfriends, their baby mamas, that y'all co-parent. To y'all, the ones that say, baby, listen, I know we're not together. You go take some time for yourself. My partner just told me this today. He told his children's mother, go take some time for yourself. I'm going to take the girls this summer.
Wow.
You and your guy do everything you want to do. And he was like, I'm going to take the girls this summer.
And see, you know what? And that's like, that right there is like a special dude. And let me say this too. I include the fathers, listen, the men that don't have biological children, but they stepped up.
Man. Those dudes are unique. Because I had a couple.
There's just a special, there's a special place, for men like that. And I'm telling you, I know them.
Because she tortured one.
I know. I know the men that love kids that are not your,
What you do to stepdaddy? She tortured her stepfather.
But you know what? But it's like men that step up to the plate for other men, kids. They don't call them step kids. That men that just step up and raise other people's kids. So I have a huge family. So there's so many men in my family that, listen, they just collect kids and just bring them on. Like, we be like, we come around when we have family gatherings, man, they come with these doggone kids and been on. Now, my family, we not like that. We're not going to be like, well, who kid is that? And they, make them.
When the family reunion, so I can drop them on.
We like, okay, well, look, just go ahead. But see, now there is one condition. One condition. They will be treated.
When the family reunion. So I could drop them out.
You know, my family is extra. They will be treated. Listen, you leave them here, they all getting treated. They getting treated all the same.
Hang out with Dale.
They gonna get treated all the same way. So now listen, if they running around and now they gotta get in the corner and yours running around, please don't think that yours is gonna sit there at the table.
My baby out. And you gonna put them in a corner?
No, they all listen. They gonna all get listen. If y'all rocking and rolling together, all of them going together. So that's the only, restriction that we have on kids. But it's like relationships, and people like through the years, the relationships have ended, and the kids they still refer to us as auntie or whatever because they're not like. And I'm like, my family is a big family, so they're like, hey, Auntie Jamela, hey, and I'm like, hey, baby, and I'm like, now, right? I'm like, they done married, so, but I don't shun them away because I'm like, we had this rapport, especially when they little kids and now they teenagers and stuff. Yeah. You can't undo that history, whether you're the new person, whether you like it or not. If these kids still feel like their family, I'm not turning you away.
I don't like meeting like people's, when I'm dating you, like I really don't care to meet your children because I have to know that this is going to be us exclusively before I meet your children because I hate that I've dated guys. You brought your children to my house like instantaneously.
Right.
Got them calling me mom. I'm cooking for them and everything. And then because you and your feelings, we break up. And now your children are trying to, low key get back to my house and everything and continue to call me mama and stuff like, no.
And what people have to understand is like adults have to understand.
Yes.
The kids go through a breakup too. It's like,
and that's not fair to
and
them.
it's not. And you know what? Parents almost and adults almost never address how the kids feel about the ending of the relationship. You think you up in there crying and playing male bashing music, but what is your kid supposed to do with their feelings?
And that's why you don't like. I've heard the little stuff about because I think Steve was saying something about introduce them to each other.
No, that's not that. Because they get attached.
I don't do that. I don't like to do that, and I didn't do that with my children. I did it once by accident because they just happened to be dropped off,
right?
With me that day, so they met this person day one or whatever. But for me to just on purposely I was even when I was in my little thought days, I'm recovering now. Thank you. But I remember this guy would try to come to my house. I'm like, cool. My babies to sleep. Put them in their room, they sleep. You're like, hey, where your children? You don't got to worry about them.
Right.
Don't worry about them. We gonna do what we got to do. You like to eat booty. I think my booty I still want to spray because that's what you like. I got enough butt. See, eat away. Who am I to stop you? Hey. No, you cannot spend the night. You eat booty.
And you can't use my kids' cups either. No, my babies drink out those cups. What's wrong with you? I'm like, where your mouth been?
I know where it's been. It was a clean spot because
but still, your mouth. Listen, my baby drink that chocolate. They eat that ookie gookies and drink that chocolate milk out that cup. No, we can't have put your mouth.
I just do. He just called me up at his job. Like, I just want to see you. I'm like, okay, come by his job. I just want to eat your butt.
Oh my goodness! Like, listen.
Okay,
see, those are people. And it's like you got to see, and these are people you got. Like I say, you just gotta watch them. But
gotta watch.
Just with the kids, like I say, just love these kids. They need especially the kids today. These young folks, listen, they out here just doing. Listen, I believe. A lot of these kids were not told that they were loved as kids.
Yes.
They were not hugged. They were not given attention. A lot of them have been passed from foster home, aunts and uncles, and nobody got time for them. Nobody want to be with them. You have to make time for your kids.
You do.
You have to. It's so important. Like my son and I were just talking about this a couple of days ago. We can go back. And when he was growing up, I would always tell him, like, we're creating memories. Like, it'll come a day and a point in time where you're going to look back on this and we'll be able to talk about all of the things that you've done, all of your performances, and just different things that he's done through the years. And he will always say, you know, me and Mom, every time I turn around, like he was like, you were always there.
Yeah.
Like it's like I can't think of a time where you were not there. He gonna play the video. Remember when we went to this game? You know when
Oh yeah, because I recorded.
but you know they recorded us on ESPN.
They
So
did.
so
That was the
we're
Bears one.
no, not the Bears when
When we
when
was
we went
there?
to down there.
Oh,
So we're in the ESPN caption. We're in the video, the official
Lord.
video for the school. And so he was like, when they sent them the video, he was like, oh, he's like, you see them two that's standing up? That's my mom and her friend. Mister, she cooked the food. He was like, you see how they acted in, and we, you know, we was all loud. And so this is not a cute.
They were like,
Right, so this was not a cute video. And so we
Listen.
like, I said, we all, he was like, Mom, when I told him that was my mom and her friend down there. But I said, at least, you know, you knew that we were there. You didn't see me come in, but when you saw that
us,
footage,
you saw us.
you
we were
like,
there.
yeah, we was there. So
We
it's
was
just
there.
like, you have to make time for your kids. Now listen, speaking of kids, because it's hot outside, and it's so, you guys, get your kids, get your young adults. They're out here clowning at these beaches, clowning in all these public places. And listen, the first time something happened, now everybody going, oh, well, they didn't deserve that. Yeah, maybe they didn't. Maybe they didn't deserve all the aggressiveness, but you got to teach them. If you are a African, you black, you're going to get treated like trash. Okay, so don't think you're going to get down there and clown and these folks going to take it easy on you. They're not. They're not talking to you. You're going to be used as target practice. So as the parents and as the adults, if you know that these folks, it's hot outside now in Chicago, the Chicagoland area,
It's hot.
do not let them go to these beaches. Because it's nothing but it's a trap. Now they're doing all kinds of crazy stuff, doing crazy stuff downtown. You got to keep your kids. Unfortunately, you got to keep them next to you. Keep your eye on them. This is not the time to be let. Well, she 15. She can go. She can move around wherever. No, not in today's society. They can't because these folks have lost their everlasting minds. So you have to be responsible for your kids. So here it is. It's 6 o'clock Central Standard Time. Do you know where your kids are? Do you know where your teenager is?
Yes, I do.
You have to know where these young folks are because they're getting in so much stuff. It's ridiculous. So we definitely have to be mindful. We got to protect these kids. Now listen, there was another video that was circulating. And so there was a man, and he made a statement. He said, you know what? The way that these girls are built, he's like me as a grown man when I'm walking down the street. I don't know your daughter 15. He was like, she got her assets hanging out. She got her breasts hanging out. And the way she built, and she stacked better than some of these grown women. So his point was, how are you getting mad at me as a grown man for trying to talk to your daughter when I don't know she 15? She don't look like she 15. Who buying her clothes? You bought her clothes to make her look like a grown woman, but then you get mad at me because I'm a grown man and I'm hollering at what I think is a grown woman, not only because of the way she's built, but because of the way she dressed. So if you don't want these grown men coming after your daughters, why are you dressing them like that? And he had a very good point. So I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Some of the young ladies, I'm not blaming them for being built. I'm not blaming them. But I am blaming you for the way that you dress
They
them.
dress like straight hoes. Like back in the day, you could tell which lady was the working woman on the corner and which one actually went to work.
Right.
But now, the prostitute on the corner, you can't tell her from the chick that's going to work because they're both dressed alike. And I know the prostitute is mad. She got to be.
You got, it's just like, you're 16. I mean, and here's the, and in
It
the
was young
man's
girls, the
defense,
same thing.
I don't even know that
What-
you see.
what, the
I don't
16,
even know
you
how
look
because
like
of
the
the way.
prostitute out there. You look growner than me. You look, and then some of y'all bodies is like bad where
Right.
you done popped out a few children. Like, how's you 16, but like 3 of them look something running around? Like, come on, your body look ran through. Like, dude, what is you doing to yourself?
But then you get mad at these grown men
Look
that
at
are
like,
looking at your daughters. But like he
you got
said,
them to advertise out there like that.
absolutely. So are these grown men wrong? Oh well, and I know I can hear some of y'all. I can hear
Well, he
some
should
of
know
y'all.
better because
Exactly.
she's a child and he grown. Well, if she's a child, then dress her as such.
Absolutely.
Keep her in a child's place if she's a child.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But when she is dressed as a grown woman, you allow her to have grown woman conversations. You allow her to make grown woman decisions and stuff, and then you get mad when a grown man steps up to this pseudo grown woman.
Absolutely. Guys, listen, if y'all want to chime in, 708-223-8953. Again, the number is 708-223-8953. Are these grown men wrong for looking at these young girls, but they don't really know that they're young girls? Now, I know you would say, well, you can tell that she young by the way she talk. Well, yes and no, because some of y'all, y'all into all these reality shows. So, some of y'all a little bit out there, y'all, it's all I'm saying is it's hard to tell the difference sometimes. Sorry. It's hard to tell the difference sometimes because, the way that they're dressed, they're up in there. Listen, back in the day, Victoria, the only thing that I was able to get out of Victoria's Secret was they lotion.
The lotion.
You wasn't getting no panties out of there. You wasn't getting no bras out of there. You wasn't getting no lip. You wasn't getting none of that out of there.
Man, I used to
Nothing.
beg my mom if I could get some lip gloss. Like, no.
Nothing.
Oh my goodness, no. I had to borrow a friend's lip gloss. My mother wasn't playing them games with us.
At all. At
Like, I
all.
was like, oh, can I get a little lip? Mom, I was like, what? No, you don't need that.
And it's like, I still believe in those, let a kid be a kid. It's like this fast-paced world is going to be there. They're not, and it's like, if I don't remember anything, they always say, you ain't missing nothing. It's going to be there when you get older, when you get grown. But you all, like this man said, stop dressing your kids like that. Stop dressing. Listen, you should not be 16, got the long eyelashes on. They got all these long nails. All that long weave and all this.
To the behind, so you can, when you walk behind her, your eyes go straight to her ass because that's where the braids end.
Everything is just out. Everything. I'm so thankful I didn't have a girl because she would have had a hard time because you're going to be cute. You're not going to be sexy. You're not. No.
With my girl, I didn't have that issue when she got grown, when she turned 18 rather. That's when, well, not even when she turned 18, because still you couldn't do stuff in my house. When she graduated, the day that she graduated, that night is when she went to the barbershop, had her hair cut all off. The next day, she wore, I guess she went and got her some little shorts. She wanted to be able to dress how she wanted to dress. And I was like, okay. And I don't even think she was in my house or whatever. I think she had moved out already too. So I couldn't, tell her, but at least she fulfilled the requirements that I needed. And two, when she stayed in my house, like she already knew, you can only dress a certain way. You're not dressing like you lost your mind. That's just not what we're going to do. I don't believe in that. I didn't raise my children like that. And I remember one time when she was at the beach and my son was like, Mom, she walked to the beach in a bathing suit. And we lived like 2 blocks from the beach. And I was like, what? And I was like, you mean some shorts in a bathing suit? No. And so I snatched her up. I'm like, well, you should have. Thank you for snatching her up because no. So that's the only time that she had pulled. And I think she was like 16 at the time. But once she got snatched up that time, she never went down to the beach again dressed. When she got to the beach is when she took off her shorts and her t-shirt and got in that water, whatever, her bathing suit. But besides that, I've never had an issue with her dressing inappropriately when she was in my home or underage.
Yeah, I'm just like, man, I'm telling you. And I'm like this, we pulled it, but listen, it's only so many times you can pull it. It wasn't a whole bunch of pulls that you got away, that you got a chance to do because, first of all, my stepfather was not for it at all. he was from the embarrass you. Like, it wasn't so much as whooping you or hitting you. The way he got you mentally, it's just like, it's not even worth it. Like, I don't even want to go, and like, you tainted the whole, what I thought the reaction was that I was going to get from the outfit, but it kept us in line. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you definitely have to be mindful of the positions that you're putting your kids in, because again, this fast-paced living, I'm sorry, these young girls should not. It's like, whenever I go to Victoria's Secret, I'll be like, why your parents, like, you like 12 years old, what you doing up in here? I'm like, well, maybe I shouldn't be up in there. I'm like, one of us ain't supposed to be up in here. That's all I'm gonna say is, y'all choose which one is supposed to be up in here. All I'm saying is, you 12, you should not be over there in the thong section. I'm sorry, you just should not be over there.
I remember I got like, it was, we're at the mall, senior trip at the mall or whatever. And so I was cool with all the dudes, whatever. So they was like, hey, let's go over here to Victoria's Secrets. And that was my first time purchasing like a thong, because I really wanted to. I didn't, I saw them. I was like, I don't know. And so I purchased some, but I didn't wear them until like prom. I wore a thong to prom. I was like, oh, this is just the most uncomfortable liking thing.
Man, now I do, because I know I don't, man, my dumb butt, y'all don't even want to know. First of all, a thong already
is a string.
And then if you wear it the wrong way, my dumb butt, I wore this, and I was good and grown. So I was like 19 when my first time ever wearing a thong, and I wore it the wrong way. I'm just like,
you put it on backwards, like it didn't spread the damn.
Almost, baby, let me tell you, I almost ended up in the ER. I took it off.
I smoke weed. You need to. I know you smoke.
Almost. Listen, y'all. I swear for Lord, it was the summertime too. I promise you. I almost ended up in the ER. I was like, oh, as soon as I got to that hallway, I was like, I can't take. I had to take the bad boys off, and then I looked at him and I was like, well, maybe it goes dumb. Well, maybe it could. Let me see how it looked, because I didn't have no purse at the time. So I'm like, unless I was just gonna throw my panties away and then get beat up going in the house. So I'm just like, what in the world? So I turned it around. I was like, oh shoot, that's the way it goes.
Yours didn't have a tag on it?
No, I don't think it did. Yeah. I don't know what the heck was I thinking. But y'all, listen, I'm telling you, I come from the slow, the slow section of things. So, it's a lot of stuff that I just did that I was just like, I've definitely had some blonde moments, and I ain't even blonde. So, but my thing is, listen, these young girls now, the argument has been, well, Jay, their underwear are more comfortable than no, they not.
Full bloomers,
full draws is what they need. That's what they need. It holds
your booty.
Full
it
draws.
Holds everything there.
That's what they need.
So someone see a panty line, and I need to see that you got draws on today, so it's okay.
Full draws is what's on the market. Full everything, and you're not going to be having these crop tops where everything is just out. So parents, y'all got to get better at that. And I'm like, dang, y'all, the fathers, I'm like, y'all letting y'all do it. It's just like, I'm like, where is the respect? Where are the standards? Where are the family values? It's just like, we have to get back to that. So guys, listen, we're going to take a short musical break.
Sure.
And when we return, we have more hot topics to get into. You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned. You're listening to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time. Yeah, them little old panties and stuff, I'm just like, now, so y'all just gonna be just buying all of the panties. I'm like, I be saying to myself, I sure hope you know how to put them on, because baby, the way I put them doggone panties on, I was just like, ooh, Lord, I promise you, I had to take a Tylenol. I was like, ooh, and I didn't even want to tell my mama that my hoo-ha was hurting, because, I didn't want her to think I was out here for these streets. But I'm just like, it had a headache, because I had just done because it just was not, you all, trust me, it just was not. It was not a good fit whatsoever. But then when I turned it around the right way, I was just
You
like,
felt you was in heaven then.
I was like, oh, I
No.
never see. And then listen, now let me tell y'all about another situation with these things. Them lace ones, woo!
I got some lace panties on right now.
The lace thongs is, let me tell you, is the devil. Okay, those lace thongs are for the devil. They're from the devil. Ain't nobody trying. Really? I hope. Listen, them thing. They had the ruffle. Look, I ain't doing
These
it.
are bikinis though.
Them lace thongs.
I got some at the house, some lace thongs. Because my friend was sick in the hospital, so I went to go visit her, and she was like, well, Edric, can you just go to the store and just give me some underwear so I could take a shower and have. I was like, sure. So when I went to the store, all they had, like, this is the big store at the W, because they ain't paying nobody. They stealing everybody's insurance stuff. So I went to the store, and all they had was thongs, lace thongs, like literally. And I probably was, high or something that day too. I don't know. So I bought her the lace. I was like, I bought the bikinis and the lace. I mean the thongs. There were thongs and the bikinis, but they both was lace. And I was like, which one you want? She was like, I know you did not buy me. I was like,
Man, them lace thongs in the summertime, like in today's weather out here in Chicago, man, please, you talk about falling out and fainting. See, that's why, listen, no, no. Choose your draws wisely. That's all I'm gonna say. Choose ye your draws. Choose them wisely. Trust me. I promise y'all, I will not steer y'all wrong. Choose your draws wisely in this weather. Now, some of you like, I don't wear none. Okay, well, that's your business. But for those that's wearing them, choose ye wisely. But y'all should listen. Get these girls out these big sexy women chains, because then you get mad that they get all this extra attention. Welcome back to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time, on intellectualradio.com. We are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jay. And sitting next to me,
no.
And sitting next to me,
no.
We have my co-host, my partner in crime, sizzling, sexy, simpler E, author, actress, businesswoman, playwright, sex kitten. Hey E, how you doing?
Oh, get me some.
Wow, she's married now, y'all. She's a married. Got to be more. See, you know what? Listen, guys, we want to thank you all so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor. Go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot Radio. And J is spelled JAYE. All three. Now listen, while you at it, go ahead on right around the corner.
Right.
Go to YouTube and subscribe to our channel, the J Spot Radio. Guys, want to thank you so much for tuning in. We're being brought to you by the J Spot Airbnb, you all. 2-bedroom luxurious condo located right next to the United Center. Do me a favor, go to the link. We have the link in the comments. Like it, share it, book it. Like it, share it, book it. We're also being brought to you by Delaware Inc. You all, he has his spring line out. Very nice colors. Reds, some blues, some grays, some pinks. He got all these colors. So definitely go to his website. Place your order today. We're also being brought to you by BK the Barber. Listen, you need your lining. You need to be faded up. You need to just be done right. Contact BK the Barber. Tell them how they can get in contact with them.
Oh, go to bookski.com and look up BK the Barber. Located at Freelines Barbershop, 3000 Spring Cypress Road, Suite D, Spring, Texas, 77388.
Use reference code J, and that's JAYE for all three. Guys, listen. Now look, our next hot topic, and I don't know how you feel about this, but this is just some bull junkie. But they want to know, what is this? And I didn't even listen, the way they phrased the question, I'm just like, wait, huh? But they want to know, what is the statute of limitation before your friend ex-mate becomes fair game? So they want to know, how long should they wait before their friend, they're able to talk to their ex? What's the fair amount of time before your ex becomes fair game to your friends? What's the statute of limitation? Guys, listen, if y'all want to talk to us, 708-223-8953. Again, that number is 708-223-8953. What is there a time frame on when your ex becomes fair game to your friends?
For me, I be hooking my exes up, but if they're good exes, I hook them up with my friends. Like, I could care less. We're good friends. It didn't work out for you and I, but you know what? I think you're still a good guy, whatever. I got a single friend. Hey, I think y'all might make a great thing. So, because we over with, this one here is not going. Because she hooked you up with bad dudes.
No. Exes, there is no the statute of limitation is never. Let's stamp never. I don't want your ex, never, and I don't want you around being with my ex.
Someone's ex.
Never.
So everybody is someone's ex.
Yes, just not my circle. I don't know. No.
You never know. It might be a crossing back in, when they
but it's their ex.
Children, and they might have been like, I'm going to love you forever. Okay, I'm going to love you forever. And they hold each other's hands while they take the toilet together when they was in preschool. And now that they've grown up and they lost contact, and now, that
don't count. If you was juicing them, that's the ex I'm talking about. The kissing and juicing exes. We are not doing that. If for me, it doesn't have anything to do with insecure or anything like that. I just don't want to be, I don't want to talk to nobody I know, they ex. I just don't. I don't know. And I don't want you to talk to my ex, because I don't care how long, how much time has went by. It's messy and it's unnecessary. So people were like, well, so are you supposed to hold out and not find true love because they used to date your friend?
See, that might be the one.
That
might be the one for you. I've never been one to, to stop that. That may be the one for you. And I'm a firm believer. I believe in true love and everything. I believe in so much. Even me and my husband, we talk about that, and his practice marriage, his PM, he had liked her. He really had liked her, and we had talked about that before, And so I was like, hey, I'm gonna step back. This is who you really, really like, whatever. Who am I to stop? That might be the one for you. I'm probably not the one for you. We just be straight.
So were y'all friends?
Who, me and that girl?
Yeah.
Yup. And so I stepped back, and they got together, they got married, and she took his ass through the ringer.
And that's that bad juju. See,
but it's not the bad juju. That's what you wanted.
Nope, that's bad juju, because she shouldn't have did it.
Who am I to stop you? Hey, Daryl, who am I to stop you
from
bad what
juju.
You wanted? So I've never been one to just, hey, that's what, I'm not the one for you, but she might be, or whatever. So y'all, let me hook y'all up, and then, hey, if you work out, I'll go to the wedding. I wish you nothing but the best. And I can honestly say, I don't sit back and say, oh, I wish there would have been. No, if it was meant for me to be with you, then we would have been together. So clearly you're not the one for me.
Right, but this is why it's bad juju, because karma destroy. You don't have to do nothing. That's why it's not a good idea. So they didn't last, because it was not supposed to be, because we're friends. You're supposed to value relationships, friendships, all this family memberships. You're supposed to value that. Even if a person doesn't physically touch it, the atmosphere, karma is going to destroy that crap, because it shouldn't have been in the first place, because it was wrong. So now both parties, now you got to suffer because it shouldn't have been in the first place. So for me, friends are off limit. Friends, family members, exes, I don't care if it's been 20 years ago. You was with my cousin. Y'all, listen, I'm not doing that. Oh, well, this sister got a baby by this one and did. We not back in the 7 BC where you got the brother, he got to go with the widow and populate the widow and keep, get the widow pregnant to keep the family line. We not in those days. So we ain't got to do all that. Like, it's another dude out here that don't have nothing to do with somebody that you done been with. Now, Helen, she's saying, I wouldn't date my friend's ex. As for mine, it depends on the relationship. Kids, father, ex-spouse, long-term relationship, off limits. Absolutely. Those, because especially if it was a good friend and you knew, man, it could have been like 20 years. Oh, you knew your friend was just in love with this dude. So now they broke up, whatever. So now fast forward 20 years and you guys run into each other. Is it okay for you guys to talk and you and your friend, y'all still best friends? Is that enough statute of limitation? Here's for me. That dude is still off limits.
He is not.
He is off limits because you was all up in my friend's cervix. So now you think you're gonna explore my cervix too? I'm good, sir.
That might be the one for you.
No, it's not. You're not gonna have bad juju over here. No,
it's not bad juju. And especially like this, if you came to your friend and said, you know what, I ran into so and so, and I kind of like him, but I want to ask you, how would you feel about that? And because I even did that, like I had a friend.
I'm not doing it.
And I had liked her. The guy had liked me. And I was like, and the funny thing was, what she didn't know was he had liked me before he even knew her, period. But I had just never entertained it. And so they had tried to date or whatever, and it didn't work out. And so he was like, I really want to date you, whatever. I was like, okay, let me ask her, because I didn't want to be disrespectful. And I asked her, whatever. She was like, I don't care. I was like, okay. So we went on a date. He came and picked me up, took me out to the movies and stuff, brought me dinner and everything. And I was like, it was a really good day. But we were better off, I felt like, as friends. So I left it alone, And she was so upset with me. I'm like, but I asked you.
And then see, the thing is, it's always going to be a lie.
Then if you don't want, like, I'm not that type of person. If I don't want you to date this person, I will say no.
Let me tell you. So I did that too. But my thing was, the reason why I did it is because, okay, so the guy that liked me, so he liked me. Mm-hmm. We were never in a relationship. We never dated. We never had anything, but he liked me. Mm-hmm. I knew that he liked me. My family, everybody knew that he liked me, but I didn't feel the same way. Mm-hmm. So it's not like we had a relationship. So I met one of his good friends. I liked his good friend. I was like, I'm like, oh yeah, I like. And I'm like, in the back now, fast forward, I'm like, yeah, no, Jamela, this probably ain't gonna be. But again, I was going for what I wanted, because his friend, he had it together. His friend was my cup of tea. But again, everybody knew, including his friend. This is where the bad juju come in, because again, even though we didn't date and we didn't have a relationship, his friend knew how he felt about me. So I should have been off limits to him, simply off the fact that you guys were friends. But then it's like, how I cleaned it up was, I'm like, okay, and justified it for myself. I'm like, well, I ain't got no control over who liked me. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I ain't like him. We never went out. We wasn't together, whatever. That's how I cleaned it up. Let me tell you, I should have never, ever, because I ended up getting my feelings hurt because of the bad juju. It was just bad juju. It was just bad juju. That was a line that shouldn't be across. More so from the friend. The friend had, in my opinion, and still to this day, his friend had more obligation to his feelings than I did. Because again, I was just a chick that you like, but this was your boy, and he knew how you felt. So he should have never entertained the thought, even though I was like, okay, I was always like, listen, I was like, sure, if I see something I want, I'm gonna put it out there. So
I think that's I swear I think that's the Aquarius is, because I'm like that. If I see something that I want,
I
It
was
just
just
is
like,
what it
okay,
is. I'm
so,
gonna say, you know what? I like you.
but you don't, now listen, you all, I'm definitely toned down just a whole lot because I definitely believe in being pursued. And, you know, I put it out there that was an interest. And then if it circled back around and it boomeranged around in
I
my
like
favor.
being
And
pursued,
so,
but
you know, we definitely had it. He initiated it. But again, you know, set my little feelers out there and, you know, just see if he, you know, if the vibe is the, you know, if he feeling it, he want to jump on the J track, and he did. He was trying to be Team J, but again, all that dumb bull, it
I'm
wasn't.
like,
You all, it wasn't worth it, Miss Sophia. It wasn't worth it, Miss Sophia. It was not worth it. So from that was a learning lesson. Again, I wasn't his ex, but he knew, the friend knew how his friend felt about me, and so therefore I should have been off limit to the friend because of everybody knew. I mean, everybody knew how the guy felt, and just because my feelings wasn't there doesn't mean that I should have, you know, taken advantage or, you know, even entertained that situation. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, it ain't no statute of limitations. It's like, would I go back and do something? No, I wouldn't, because again, the whole thing, it was just messy and it was uncomfortable because again, they're good friends. So we would go to different events and it's like everybody knew. See, and this is what made it so
you was uncomfortable.
Yes, because everybody knew
that you was out there thotting with these two dudes.
Right, and I wouldn't even.
And you didn't want to be called a thought, so you was just like the bad juju, but really,
I was the bad juju because I never talked to the other guy.
So everybody knew that you was talking to this dude, that this dude liked you, and that you was thotting with this dude.
Right. So and then it's just like, here you go with the bad. It's like it was just not a good fit. So I'm just like, whatever. I'm like, no, I would never do that dumb ish again. So that's why I can tell y'all, there's no statute of limitation. Do not entertain. Listen, these circles of friendships and family members is just too close. So just go find a whole different person and just leave.
That person might be the one for you.
No, they not gonna be the one for you. They are not going to be the one for you because it's just bad vibes and it's something that you just don't want to entertain. So listen, find your own man, find your own boo, find your own everything. Now listen, speaking of finding your own boo and finding your own man, listen, ladies, especially, I'll just come on close a little bit. We have to have a nice little heart to heart. If you know or feel that you are not ready for a relationship or you're not relationship material or whatever, acknowledge that and accept that for yourself. But please do not, and I repeat, do not record a video telling people why you're not worthy of love and why you're not worthy of being in a relationship. This lady she made a video and she says, I know reasons why I'll be single for a long time or forever. And she goes into saying, you know, because I don't want to cook for you. I'm not going to see about you. I don't always want to talk to you. I don't always want to. Lady, okay, if you feel that way, you're entitled to feel that way. But please stop putting this stupid ish out here. Y'all making us look bad. Because
making her look bad.
Because when dudes see this, now you get all them jump on the bandwagon. Yeah, that's why they're going to be single. Listen, no, that's her. That's why she's going to be single. And if she wants to be that way, it's just not a good look. As she talked and as she was going through I said, man, I need a good therapist to refer this sister to because I'm just like,
come on, go with me.
Yeah. But she gonna have to go first because she's really, I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna have to refer a couple of folks. But you know what? Y'all gonna have to give her some tough love and some tough justice because the way she just got on there and just, it's like you putting yourself, like you're basically saying you're not much. You not much. You don't want to do nothing. Well, listen, If you have that attitude, you don't want to do much, guess what? Stay out the dating pool and you ain't got to worry about it. Do whatever it is that you want to do for yourself. Listen, there's plenty of sex buddy hookup sites. And listen, 2022, you can have your plethora. A relationship and dealing with somebody's feelings, the way people are set up today, you'll never have to be bothered with that. Because listen, you want a one night stand, or go to freakum.com, go to all of the other whatever. Go there.
Brian gonna say she just missed Kevin Samuels.
Yeah, clearly. Clearly. He is probably rolling over in his grave.
Why can I get up now to tell her?
Can I just get her?
You dummy.
Can I
you pathetic.
Can I just get her? Can I just get her?
Oh man, what you look like, are you? What do you rate yourself? You think I think I'm a 5, you see? You think you're a 5, you must be a 5. Yeah, you're short and fat and ugly, ain't
right. It's just like nobody has time for that. Like, lady, look, if you don't feel that you're worth it, then that's fine. You're not worth it, but don't put this ish out there on the rest of us.
Helen disagrees. Helen says her delivery made it look bad, but her points were good. I don't want a man to look after me like a child. What's the rest of she say? Oh,
look, but the thing is, it's not looking out as a child, and you're entitled to feel that way. But stop putting that dumb ish out there, because now people take that as the narrative. You go ahead.
Yeah, she says, I don't want a man to look at me as a child. It's 2022. We're both working now. And I don't know why people think being single is a bad thing.
Being single, so I looked at that and I didn't get that. That's not what I got from that video. Nobody is saying being single is a bad thing. Like, being single is a great thing if that's where you want to be. But for you to down yourself as a woman, like she basically said, I have no value. I'm just worthless and useless because but I'm not going to do this.
Because probably no one has ever shown her what her value is. So she feels that way. And so you can't really, or I don't want to say can't, you really shouldn't dismiss her and say, because you have a lot of women that feel like that, and they may need somebody to say, listen, that's not it. Listen, you are valuable. Let me help you and show you, your value and and why you are this great woman or whatever, opposed to you downgrading yourself, because you have a lot of women who they down themselves constantly, and they need some type of validation, and they don't know how to get it. They don't know. They probably been told by their parents that they weren't crap all their lives. The dude that they got with, he done told her that she wasn't crap. So if you hear that I'm not crap all my life, and now you get up and we're grown now, and you still have you may have a 9 to 5 that you clock into, but you don't have no love life, because every guy you sleep with, they leave you in the wet spot. Your children don't want to be bothered with you because you really don't know how to be a parent properly, because your parents done treated you like crap. So she poured out how she felt, so you really shouldn't say, she may not speak for you. But those women that are going through whatever it is that she's going through and don't know how to, and don't have the balls to come on social media and make that video and pour out your heart, because that takes a lot to pour out your heart and say that. You said she had no value of herself?
Well, no, she said she's just saying what she's not going to do. And so once all of that, she's not going to check on him. She's not going to cook for him. She's not going to see about him. She's not going to return phone calls. She's not.
She's hurt.
All the stuff that she did, I'm just like, listen, I don't have a problem with you feeling like that. But go talk to somebody.
She don't know how
Don't
to.
Put that. It's too much.
It's so many people that just refuse to go talk to a therapist, talk to a friend. They'll go to a friend that is the friend that'll rah-rah you on, but will not tell you the truth. And then you avoid the friend that will tell you the truth, because the truth, your feelings get hurt. But it is what it is. I'm that type of friend that if you ask me a question, I'm going to tell you. Now, if you ask me the question, I'm going to tell you the truth.
See, I'm like, I've been very, I be very selective with what I say, because some people, we act like we want I don't know. It's
If
just
you
like you're
ask
not
me,
always
I'ma
able
tell
to
you.
take it.
And
You
if
know,
you can't take it, but you know me well enough to know that I would never, steer you in the wrong way. I'm not going to send you off. I'm not a send off. Now, I've sent some people off, but I intentionally sent them off. But if you're my friend, I'm not going to send you off. I'm going to give you what you asked for, which was the truth for me, because that's why you came to me. And if we lose the friendship over me speaking my truth, then that's on you.
we just have to be better at, talking to people. It's
Yeah.
okay to talk to a professional, because sometimes when some things end up making it worse than, better, because again, a lot of times things like this can get misconstrued, and then this label is slapped on us as a whole, and it's like we're fighting a losing battle, because okay, like we're trying to get over this stereotype, and now here we are being slapped with all these other ones. I'm just saying, sometimes we have to be mindful of what it is that we're saying and that we're putting out there in social media. If you feel like that, I'm not saying you're wrong for feeling like that.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is be mindful. Everything ain't for social media.
Helen took it as her point was it needs to be organic and not expected. If you're the man, I want to do those things for you, but it happens naturally. But if it needs to be reciprocated, and don't pile more on me than you're willing to do for yourself. And I could get that aspect. And then you took it as, she's putting all this negativity about what you're not going to do in this relationship, what you're not going to do, what you're not going to do. And you can put up that whole what I'm not going to do routine. And that's all it is a wall that you're putting up because you done got hurt so bad.
Right. But her caption said it all. Reasons why I will probably be single forever. So that's what let it be known that, like, you're just putting yourself, this is because I'm not going to do it. You're not saying it, oh, I'm only gonna do it for the right
that's
man.
The thing, she's putting all that up because somebody hurt her heart.
Right.
They hurt her heart so bad, and it might not have been a one person, but that last person was the straw that broke the camel's back, because she has had all these lines of heartbreak, and so she's tired of putting herself out there, being vulnerable, and you just get stumped on every time you put yourself out there. And what we don't understand is you can't put yourself out there for everybody that comes into your bed.
And then again, it's like, what are you putting out there? It's like, what type of energy, what type of vibe are you putting out there? Because if that's your frame of mind, then it's like you might want to look at, is it really the dudes, and is it not really you? So sometimes you need to turn the video camera and face yourself and see, what am I putting out there? Because if I keep on attracting the same thing, it's just, to me, it sounds like it's some self-worth. It's some self-work that needs to be done before even going out there and trying to date and do all of this other stuff. It's some self-healing needs to take place first. But guys, listen, tonight we're talking about money and credit. Now listen, that credit, listen. Woo. Listen. Now, how important is being financially compatible? How important is that in a relationship or even a marriage? Do you have to be financially compatible? Meaning, okay, well, this person may be an aggressive spender. This person is an aggressive saver. Do you have to be compatible in those areas? Like, can those two get together and have a happy marriage when it comes to the finances, when their views are so different on finances?
I think they can be if whomever is the aggressive spender, then the aggressive saver has to be like, listen, XYZ, this is what, I'm going to put you on allowance because you have a spending issue. So once I put you on this allowance, you don't have access to this. So, and if that person says, okay, fine, I can do that, then they can really have a strong marriage. But if that person is like, no, I'm not doing that, I'm too grown to be on some allowance, blah, 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 then you know what? That's cool. We're going to know this right now, because they're going to cause you misery the whole rest of your marriage.
And it's so important. So for me, being financially compatible is right up there with being sexually compatible. it's a must. Like
No, the
you,
sexual compatibility, you just have to be sexually compatible.
but it's ranked right up there because the lack of sexual compatibility can ruin a marriage and a relationship, and so can being financially, not being financially compatible. Because again, like it was saying, if you have a person that, like, say maybe they don't pay their bills on time, or it's just not important, that can be a problem for a person that is just a stickler on paying their bills on time. They're a stickler for having good credit. They're a stickler for paying the entire doggone the water bill. And some people just, and it's not that they don't have it. Some people just will pay. They just don't want to pay the whole bill. Like the water bill is $17, so you're gonna give them 10. Why not just give them?
Because we shouldn't have to pay for one in the first place. Like, that don't make no sense why I got to pay for something when God made it, it's free. So why I got to pay for free? It's free. Like, it literally, I can go outside with my mouth when it rains, guess what I get? Water. It's free. I ain't got to pay. How about this? Whatever money I throw up in the air, what stay in the air, hey, that's for the water bill. What come on down to the ground, hey, that's for me.
It's just like, it's crazy because just like people will have that. So my looking at, and that's why it's like, it's so important to talk about this, because like for me, if the water bill was $17,
you'll pay $20.
Right, I was just about to say
20 upon that. Got a credit for 3. What you thought? My water bill next month is not $18 because I have a credit for $3 upon that. So make sure you put that credit and
That
do
is
that
that- that's
adjustment.
exactly
Now, what is my balance? $15. I'm going to pay. Put another 20 upon that. So don't try to tell me next month that I owe $18 next month when I know I got a credit for $5.
She got me down packed, because that is exactly what I would do. I'm just like $17. I'm like, okay, that's $20. First of all, I just like to round everything to the nearest 10. I don't know why. It's just, to me, it's easier that way. I'm like, so I would rather have a credit than have a deficit. So I'm definitely that person. But we got to talk about this thing.
So could you be with a serial spender?
No, I couldn't, because if you're a serial, let me take this back. If you're a serial spender, but you're a serial spender, but you also have a great savings, yes. But if you're a serial spender with nothing, no, that's why I couldn't get married, because he was a serial spender, and I'm just like.
So why didn't y'all just talk through that?
Because it was no getting through with him, because he was a keep up with the Joneses type person, but you don't even have a cushion. You don't even have a cushion for a savings every time. And again, it's because it was a lot of factors, because he never like fully lived on his own. So he was always living with somebody, always splitting expenses. So it's like, you don't know what it is to pay a mortgage, a full mortgage, or pay a full rent. And he didn't have that experience.
You didn't want to be the one to...
You're not going to attach your name to mine and you spend every dime you get. Like, that's just not going to happen for me. So I'm like, okay.
But
so
y'all could have kept a separate bank account.
You're not going to get in mine.
You could have kept a separate bank account. If you don't have him on your bank account, then he has no access to
But
it.
his whole view, but it's like your view, you're going to find, we live together. So you'll be able to get access to my stuff. So that means that
even in my, no.
So what, do I have to hide my passwords?
No,
and all?
I didn't have
I'm
to do
like,
that. He was not on my bank account. Like, I was on his account. He was never on my account. And I'm more of the spender, depending on what it is. At that time, I would spend stuff on like the children or whatever. It was never really on me. And then I had allowance, whatever. So every week I had like, probably $300 or something like that was my allowance and stuff. But that was just money. So when I worked, I got to keep my money. Plus, I had access to his bank account. Plus, he gave me money too. So, but I never went to the account and just went and lost my mind. He would have to give me his card to be like, go shop and go do whatever. Because I was like, okay, no, don't buy nothing for the children. Buy something for you. And I'd be like, okay, But you can have access to it, or you can be in a marriage and they don't have to be on your bank account. You don't have to be on theirs.
But it's just like, for me, like when you're talking about building and going forward, like in a
But
marriage.
it's a learning. A marriage is a learning. It's learning. When you first get into a marriage, you don't know what this person is thinking. You don't know them. You can think that you know them. You can date them your whole life and think that you know them.
And I get
And
that.
then once you get into like literally that title of wife and husband, things change like instantly. Like when I did that in the PM, like instantly. I had a curfew. I was like, curfew? What is a curfew? Because I was free to go and roam the country whenever I choose to. And mind you, we cohabitated before we had got married and stuff. So it still was no curfew routine when we was cohabitating. But then after I got this title routine, now you want to say I can't go grocery shop in the middle of the night. And I loved it because no one is there in the middle of the night. So I'll go grocery shopping at 11 o'clock at night.
Right,
But now I
but
can't.
you're having bad credit is not
We
going.
worked, even our credit. We didn't have the best of credit. But we worked on each other's, and there was a lot of things that I knew that he didn't know, so I helped him. And he didn't listen to me then. After we divorced and everything, he literally took my advice now and listened to everything I said. So you have to work on that. Marriage is a work. If you're both not trying to work on a common goal, then it's not going to work.
Right. But it's like, here's my thing is yes and no. I'm straddling the fence with that because if you're coming into it and you're trying to get everything together and one person may have it together and then the other person is a work in progress, like, okay, you're working towards your credit is not where it's supposed to be, but you're working towards that. Well, it just depends on how severe your financial situation is, because here's the deal. When you get married, you become one. So I don't want you to mess up everything that I've built, worked so hard for. Now I'm affected. We can't get the house,
But
all of this
that's
other
if
stuff.
You put their names on those things. You don't have to put their names on your things. You don't have to file taxes together. When he owed child support, the heck, we not filing these taxes together. I'm gonna file your taxes. I'm gonna file my taxes. I'm gonna put your business on for you. I put my business in for me. We filed separately.
But that's why it's like, at what point in the relationship do you talk about that? I think that this is something that should be talked about up front because it's a very intricate part of a relationship, is a very intricate part of a marriage, like your credit. Like, I mean, a lot of people get a little personal, you get offended. Listen, you can eat but you don't want to talk about what your FICO is. Like, wait, what? So you was down there, you about to just get a spoon and just go to town, but
I don't
now
use a spoon, but I'm gonna see if he
right,
can
but
try
you
that.
be like, no, wait, but your FICA, like, you listen. Those conversations, in my opinion, should be had up front because it could be a deal breaker and you don't want to wait too down the line and you thinking that y'all gonna come building some stuff and you don't know, oh dang, she got a 200 credit score, she got all of these student loans, and then he got all this child support back arrearage or got restitutions and all this other crazy stuff that now it's like, hey, we coming into the marriage with a hole. We coming into the marriage in a deficit. All I'm saying is, like, maybe talk about that beforehand. So it's like, man, okay, so this is what I got on the line. Like, what is your game plan? What are you doing for yours? How are you building your credit? How are, like, what are we doing to match our credits and build things up? Or what is your money like? How do you save? Every time I turn around, you got a platinum wig on. You got the eyelashes on. You got some expensive purses. You drinking coffee. Wait, you can stay off my coffee because I'm going to buy my coffee. I'm going to have my, now if he say, you can't be drinking 5 cups of coffee a week.
That adds up.
It sure does.
I found out the hard way when I was wondering, like, dang, $40, $50
A week.
and bucks. I was like, wait a minute.
Yep. And it adds up. So it's just like, we cannot be afraid to have this conversation up front, and we got to stop being offended by it. It's like, if you're serious about moving forward with the person, you have to take care of the business, because here's the deal. You want your marriage to last. So it's like, if you getting married or you in a serious committed relationship, then don't you want your relationship? Don't you want it to be built and it be solid? You don't want it to have something that, man, I don't want him to know that I got a shopping habit that I can't, because people have shopping. It's like, it's ridiculous. But when you're talking about money and credit, it got to be some type of balance. Like, works for you and the person that you with. It as long as it's compatible for your household, because it's like my compatibility is different from yours, but y'all as a couple have to be on one accord. Guys, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor, you all go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot Radio, and J is spelled JAYE for all three. Now listen, while you at it, go ahead on around the corner to YouTube and subscribe to our channel, the J Spot Radio. Until next time, you guys, peace out. Good night, you guys. Thank you so much. Good night, good night, good night. I'm gonna drink my coffee. Good night, you guys. Thank you. I'm gonna let me know. I'm gonna drink my coffee.
You gotta do this one.